if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Which one do you think is most masculine? Standing or falling? We live in a world where there's a lot of manly weakness. Obviously, that's not manly, but you get my point. We live in a world where men are not standing for something, and they're falling for everything. There's all these issues in society, and men are weaklings. At some point, there must be a few men that actually take life by the horns, but also takes the world by the horns, and basically says that I'm gonna stand for what I believe is correct. I'm gonna be an example of that, and I'm gonna allow that example to shine through to my family, to my friends, to my communities, and beyond. You must become one of those men. And I call you to actually take action towards being that kind of a man. What should you stand for, though? At the end of the day, you want to hear that song, right? I'm still standing. What are you going to stand for? There's one thing that is more important than all of us, and that is the truth. Understanding that the truth, yes, will set you free, but the truth is going to also help us to come to a unity together, not only of the truth, but unity of relationships. It will help us to connect with each other, to relate with each other, so that we can actually progress and move in the right direction. When people connect about the truth, about that which works, great things happen. I'll share my definition of truth, or the definition that we use on this channel. Truth is that which works in the long run and in the grand scheme of things. That which works. If it works for a long period of time, it's probably true. So that is the most important thing to stand for, because truth is going to live beyond your lifespan. Now, obviously, your lifespan is going to go beyond the grave. At least that's personally what I believe in. I don't know what you believe in. But truth has been there before you and is going to be there after you, and it's beyond all of us. There is a system. There's a universal system that's perfect, and it works, and it's true. Now, we ourselves are not true in the sense that we have faults, we have issues, we lie, right? We're hypocrites. I'm not necessarily talking about actual lying, but when we say something and do not do it, it's a lie. When we believe a certain thing and we don't apply it, it's a lie. When you read a book and you observe what you read and say, oh yeah, I should probably do that. The moment you have the information and the knowledge, you're now a hypocrite and a liar because you're not yet applying it. So life is a continual aspect of gathering information and then applying that information that is relevant to you at that specific time. This is why I talk about how you should stop reading until you begin to apply the basics of what you already know. Because the more you lie and because the more you accumulate knowledge, the more of a liar you become when you don't apply the stuff that's in there. So if there's something that we need to stand up for, it is truth, because that is information that works. We are now, if we actually are trying to apply the truth into our lives, that actually means we're standing for truth. You're choosing to stand up against lies. Your own lies, your own fallacies, your own hypocriticism. Yeah, you know what I mean. If you understand this point, that's standing for something. Something that is beyond you, that is bigger than all of us. That's powerful. Now, that sentence of truth will set you free. Freedom. To be free from slavery, to be free from addiction, to be free from the old you that was ignorant and that didn't have correct information. But you managed to go through and pass that through being humble and moldable, coachable, and actually began to apply that which works. Until you got to a point where you now became freer from the aspect of gaining abundance in your relationships, in your health, in your financials. When you apply the truth, life improves dramatically, exponentially over time, I might add. It becomes amazing. Life was designed to be amazing. Life is not designed for you to continuously believe that it's hard. Life is hard and then you die? Really? I don't believe that. Life is just the beginning of the joy, bliss, and happiness that you can have long term if you apply the correct principles. If you don't apply the correct principles, hey, life has a way of giving us feedback and smacking us in the face. Fantastic. That's awesome. Every single time you get smacked in the face, it's feedback that maybe you need to change your ways. Maybe you need to improve. Maybe everything that happens to you is a reflection of you. So you have to continuously do good to others. You have to continuously defend the weak. You have to continuously help the poor. And I'm not talking about giving change to beggars. I'm talking about literally designing systems that can help circumvent ignorance and get people to put in work so that they can begin to gain knowledge and information about the truth that they now can apply because of your example and your systems. This is how the world works, guys. Truth, freedom, become more free. Another thing that you need to stand up for is family. Be a good man. Don't sleep around and ruin future other men's wives. You should never do that. You should stay whole. And what I mean by whole, mean that you should stay pure until it is time to actually take on a family and actually, create harmony in it and have children and then raise them the right way. Standing for something. I would love to stand for truth, for freedom, for family. And I hope that you have the same intensity of mind. If you understand war times in the past, in history, you will realize that they always had something to fight for. Very often the reason why people don't stand for something these days is because they don't understand what they truly need in time of need. Right? Like, most people haven't experienced proper lack of much. Especially if they live in, in a welfare country where eventually it's going to run out, right? Right now, everything's wonderful. Maybe people are struggling a little bit, but they don't know true struggle. Very few people experience true struggle in first world nations. Now, third world nations is a bit different because, they're trying to survive, right? But I'm trying to help you understand how the world works in order to teach us what we need in order for us to become the best versions of ourselves. I'm explaining to you that war times, they were very clear on why they were fighting. Yeah, for resources. But when they were on the right side, of history, or the right side of, truth, what were they fighting for? They fought for their religion, And religion in this context is not your religion, Your religion, supposedly and hopefully, is truth. That's more important than any religion. And to be honest, that is true religion. Not all the stuff that is going on out there. If you understand that which works in the long run, in the big scheme of things, it is what it is. They fought for their religion, for truth. They fought for their freedoms so that they wouldn't be oppressed by the people that were attacking them, perchance. And they fought for their wives and for their children. Right? That's worth fighting for. What are you fighting for? What are you standing for? Because if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything. You got to be very clear on why you're waking up and getting up in the morning at an early hour to go and fight for your dreams. And your dreams will include truth, freedom, and family. If you actually are a true man, a disciple of truth, being disciplined towards getting what it is that you want. If you understand these things, you're going to go very far in life. And I'm excited for you. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and like. I'll see you guys in the next one.